Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Kansas. And I know what you're thinking, Spartan, why the Kansas? Because it was nerfed and I need to show off whether or not the nerf is working. So we're going to be in the Kansas. I promise it's going to be a quick game. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's very quick, very exciting. It's going to be fun. But I do want to apologize to you guys. Yesterday's video, I kind of fell asleep right as I was about to post it, and didn't get it posted until later that day when I was about to go to the gym. So I do apologize. If you didn't get a chance to see that, I highly recommend you guys go check that one out. It was a fun game in the Monarch, so definitely go check that one out if you haven't seen it. But we're in the Kansas, we're on shards, and we spawned at the Charlie spawn. So we're going to move forward. We're going to go off to the right a little bit. We're going to let our destroyer do some spotting, hopefully. And I will let you guys decide whether or not you think the nerf to the Kansas is good enough or not good enough. I want to hear your honest opinions down in the comments below. Have you fought a Kansas since the nerf? Are they more or less powerful than they used to be? Personally, as a Kansas connoisseur, I know, right? Is that not just pathetic? Oh, look, an Augury. Hello. Wait for it. Let's see what the Augury thinks about the Kansas nerf. Pow! Well, I bet right now the Augury's very happy that the Kansas was nerfed, because with that many hits, he probably would have died previously. So maybe the Kansas nerf is working. Let me know what you guys think. But obviously he shoots back at us. Now, look at the map. This is something that a lot of people don't do very well. Look at the map. Look at what the enemy is doing. Obviously, we have the Augury over here. Obviously, there is, I believe, the Vanguard was over here, question mark. And then there's the New Jersey back there, right? We don't want to put ourselves in a situation where all three of them are constantly shooting us. Not to mention anybody else that might have spawned in the middle of the map who have a clear line of sight on us as well. So what we are going to do is try to move ourselves over towards the right, put ourselves in a decent position to potentially do some work. Now you can see there's a plane right around the corner to my right. And then we see the Harbin, and I'm not going to lie, seeing this thing light up, I was like, oh, hello, sunshine. And this is one of those times where you expect people to do smart things, and then they just don't. Harbin's dropping his smoke. It looks like he should probably just, like, smoke up. Oh, he doesn't. He just keeps going. Doesn't bother smoking up. He just full throttles out of his smoke, manages to avoid getting death struck by us. You could say that that was a great decision by him, or you can say that he just got lucky. I'm open to either argument at this point, but of course we get spotted because reasons, and Constellation is here. We also have the enemy Augury on the far right side. So we're in a bit of a pickle here. With the Harbin here, we're not really worried about the Harbin, but the Harbin can spot us, and we need to make this turn, so we're going to start turning out. We are angled relatively well. We're using the island as best we can. Augury is coming around the corner. We go ahead and aim. We're a little high on that shot, not going to lie, but hopefully we can finish him off. We don't need that many hits, just 1 or 2 hits should finish him off, and of course we get 1 overpen and no damage, or not enough damage to finish him off. It's almost like it knew what I was going to say before I said it. But here we go broadside because we need to angle against the Constellation and the New Jersey, right? It's a lot of American armor piercing about to come our way. Unfortunately, this is about the moment that the enemy Vanguard decides to show himself. We've got a beautiful look at the bow of the Constellation, which we know is a 25mm bow. We get slapped by the Vanguard's front guns, which is not ideal. But we are going to use the islands to get away from him. We're going to slap the Constellation for 11,500. And we are going to start to think about positioning ourselves to avoid it. Now, look, Harbin is actually shooting us right now. Why is this silly? Simply because he is broadside in front of our cruiser, and he's lost all of his hit points. So why is he targeting me? Nobody knows. Actually, I do know. He clearly knew who I was. But it's just one of those weird situations. Like, dude, why would you target the battleship 15 kilometers away hoping for a fire when you got a cruiser that's whooping you right next to you? Like, maybe AP cruiser? Who knows? But here, Azure Lane, New Jersey, we don't want to fire our guns here because obviously we know the Constellation's over there. We know the New Jersey's there. We're broadside to both of them. We don't need to put ourselves in that situation. This is something that a lot of people simply don't do. Like, there is nothing in the rulebook that says you have to fire your guns every single time you have the opportunity. Sometimes it's better to not fire your guns and use the time of being invisible to move around the map. Ask this Vanguard is about to find out. So we're going to move around the corner. We've got our guns ready to go. I was hoping this Vanguard wouldn't realize we were coming and would like go full broadside here. But he's actually playing it relatively well. I think he anticipated me coming. So he's just like, okay, well, we're going to take our time. The torpedoes from the Augury were almost absolutely beautiful. We shoot up into the superstructure. Not a lot of damage there, 11k. But we were able to get angled again and take very little in return. Now, at this point, I'm assuming that the Vanguard is going for the ram, so I'm going to try to avoid that if I can, but at the end of the day, trying to dodge a ram in a Kansas is almost impossible because you're so slow. Fortunately, Vanguard actually isn't going for the ram here. He starts reversing initially, and then I think he does decide to go forward, and then I think he just tries to go for the drive-by. Now, here's something you got to remember. Vanguard is very unlikely to Citadel me, right? Even if he gets my broadside, uses his, okay, Augury decides to shoot us here, and that's a bold strategy, because we still have the rear turrets, so we're going to go ahead and finish him off. That'll be the end of the Augury. Of course, we get the Pitadel for reasons, but Vanguard here, we are double fired. We don't want to put it out right away, but we end up doing it anyway, which is probably pretty stupid. We know that the Vanguard is going to probably set us on fire again with his secondaries, and we know that we're about to do a drive-by. This shot, we shoot up into the guns. We actually knock one of his turrets out. That could or could not end up making a huge difference in this fight. Our rear guns are getting ready, so once we get them loaded, we know if we get his broadside, it's GG's, right? Like Vanguard broadside, he fires in, or he doesn't get a chance to fire into us. We actually get a double Citadel, but don't finish him off. We leave him alive, which is highly unfortunate. But we do have the front guns ready to go here as soon as they get loaded. He does get a couple of shots into us. Pretty well aimed shot by him, going through the rear cheek and upper side plating. But we get the front guns loaded. We aim up into the superstructure, finish him off. That brings us up to 116,000 damage. There's only one person left on the enemy team, and it's the New Jersey. That's all that's left. So we did end up getting perma-fired by him, as I suspected we would, which is, again, one of those times where you probably shouldn't have damage conned. You knew you'd end up with a perma-fire, but it's neither here nor there. But seeing where this New Jersey's heading, I decide, okay, rather than going into the cap here, cap's already done. The enemy, or the friendlies, are all, like, as far away as possible. So this is basically my fight, right? So I decide, okay, we're going to turn back out. We're going to go around the island. We're going to punch this freaking New Jersey in the face. Now, New Jersey's fully capable of killing us at this point. If he gets a good shot through the cheek, he could definitely Citadel us. And if he does Citadel us, we dead. But my goal is to avoid that, right? So I'm going to come around the corner. I'm going to get a big shot. Oh, he's already ready, and he slaps us. Fortunately, he ends up screwing up his shot. Doesn't get the Citadel. Does knock one of our turrets out, but we return fire and take almost half his hit points in one shot. And in situations like this, there is almost no ship in the game that's going to out-trade a Kansas, right? Yes, you end up with a faster reload, so you're going to get another shot off. But I'm bowing. He could shoot my superstructure. He's not likely to get another shot for 15k in my superstructure. We've already been hit multiple times in the superstructure. So here, he shoots too low. I angle out. We negate most of his damage, and then we're going to blast him. Once again, aiming high, going superstructure, upper side plating, multiple pins. We finish him off. And we end the game with over, was it 160,000 damage, I think? Let's see what we got. 160,949 damage, 2 kills, top of the leaderboard, 2,200 base XP. So, yes, I think the Kansas is going to be just fine. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it. And don't forget, if you didn't get to see that Monarch video from yesterday, check it out as well. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.